Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Hopefully you guys out there are having an awesome day. I wanted to talk about something interesting today. It's basically my business model, and it's who I am as a person, things like that, but also how you can utilize it in your life, whether you're a rapper or a teacher, whatever you are, how you can utilize it in your life. And if you don't know who I am, I'm a 19-year-old businessman, entrepreneur who started an e-commerce business selling beats to rappers. And I've been doing it for a little while now. So basically, what I want my business model to be and what I wanted it to be for the last few years really has been this idea of helping rather than just taking, right? Giving more than you take. And I learned this actually from Gary Vee, who I don't know if you heard of him, but very famous man. And he highly suggest watching him if I were you. He was talking a lot about that, about giving more than you take. And I always wondered, isn't that bad business? You know what I mean? If you ever seen The Wolf of Wall Street, if you see a lot of these movies where people are scamming other people, it's like, this can't be good business, This is not how it works. I've seen it. It's in the movies. And why I just blindly followed at around 14 years old or 15. I just blindly followed and just listened to what Gary Vee said. And what he said was, give more than you take. And I said, all right, I'll just give more than I take. I didn't quite understand what that meant or what it looked like in practice. And now I do, quite literally, give more than I take. I do that all the time. I mean, the amount of free stuff I give away is way more than the amount of selling I do to somebody, the amount of times I try to sell them on a new product. I barely try to sell them on a new product. I'm really just giving away free stuff and congratulating them and doing things like that without asking for much. You know what I mean? And it doesn't come with a ... Also, you need to pay for that. It's like, no. It comes with a ... This is what I want to do. This is who I want to help. It's jab, 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 right hand. That's basically Gary Vee's idea. Not just right hand. Everybody just wants the money. They want quick money, but everybody. Okay, a lot of people I know, they want quick money. I'm not going to say everybody, but a lot of people I know, they want quick money, but they say they don't. And this, I wouldn't say used to be me. I wouldn't say that. For me, it was more followers. When I used to have other social media accounts, I used to want more followers and more followers and more followers. So the things I would do would be gaining more followers instead of giving. And then gaining accidentally, like I am with this YouTube channel or with the TikTok or Instagram. I'm just accidentally gaining. I'm not even trying to, I'm not asking you to follow me. I'm not asking you to subscribe to me. I'm just here. I'm just saying, if you're willing to listen to me, maybe ramble on sometimes, for me to talk about a topic, and you're here to listen to it, then awesome. And maybe it'll help you. And if it has, that's really awesome. That makes me so happy. You know what I mean? And if it hasn't because of a certain reason, you can let me know in the comments of what I can do better. You know what I mean? And I'll probably listen. I'll definitely respond. That's for sure. You know what I mean? I'm not just going to leave you there hanging. But in terms of business model, I think the way people think of a business model is similar to the way I used to think of it. The way I used to think of a business model was, you got to have the fundamentals, right? Taxes, scaling your business, employees, things like that. And now what I see is the rare businesses that get rare results. What they do is, like I said, they give more than they take. And when they're on a higher scale, they can give so much more. So right now I can only give away so much, even though it feels like I'm giving away everything. I'm not actually, and I know I'm not actually. It just feels that way. Okay, fine. Well, this is only the tip of the iceberg of the things that I can give away for free, right? The same with the fact that this is the tip of the iceberg of this is the least amount I can charge. And I'm charging high prices for when I sell, because I offer a lot. I offer a unique value that no one else is offering, so I can charge higher. I mean, this is even though it's high compared to other people, it's the lowest my ceiling will be. We're only up from here in terms of prices and in terms of how much I can give away, because the prices go higher. It just sounds like a feedback loop that I want, that I need. You know what I mean? I think it's a feedback loop that I'm interested in, and it's the one thing that makes me really excited about business. Besides maybe sales, Otherwise, I don't really get too excited anymore. I used to get really excited. I don't really get that excited anymore about a lot of things in terms of business. A lot of the ideas with business that I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll do that to get the result. This, I feel like actually helping people can be something that I take away. I have it as a takeaway to utilize for life. And I think it's one of the reasons why we don't use other products besides maybe an Apple or an Amazon, because they were giving so much value for so long that now if they don't, I'm not saying Apple or Amazon aren't, but a lot of Apple's had a lot of controversy with that, with not delivering as great as they used to on their products. Their products used to be such a large difference between each iPhone that came out. I mean, you remember the iPhone 1 to the 3 to the 4 to the 4S. It was like these big advancements. And then Steve Jobs dies, and around that time, the iPhone becomes a little more, they try to not trick us, but they try to utilize our perception by basically saying, hey, this is more valuable. Touchscreen. Not touchscreen. Fingerprint passcode. Why was that more valuable? Like, actually, why was that more valuable? Why is Face ID more valuable? How much time is it saving you? Whereas when the initial idea for Siri came out, whereas the initial idea for FaceTime came out, I mean, these were ideas that were terrifyingly new, and Apple doesn't have to do that anymore. But in the beginning, each iPhone, every new product that came out was something that was moving us along into this direction of technology that we thought we weren't even gonna stop from. You know what I mean? We didn't think it was gonna reach a ceiling, and it kind of did in a weird way once Steve Jobs did die. So I wonder if, to a certain extent, that's what I utilize within my company, this idea of giving so much. You know what I mean? For reputation's sake too. And maybe business in the first place does come from a good-hearted place and then turns into evil. Again, anything in terms of business, I always say this, is because of the consumer. I don't think it's because of the people who make the products, right? It's because of the consumers. That's why the business is still running. Of course, it's because of the employees and all that. I get that. But if no one buys, then there's no more business. That's it. What makes a business run is money, obviously. Everyone knows that. But we don't blame ourselves for buying this product. I like to blame myself a lot. I'm like, damn it, this is a part of Apple's success. Tiny part, but a part is because of people like me. And it's continual success. The fact that it continues to grow is because of me to a certain extent. That's an interesting idea I'm toying around with. And so in terms of how you guys can utilize this, how you guys can utilize maybe for your career, maybe for your family, is to actually give more than you take. Try it out. And when you give so much, and then you decide to finally take, maybe for the first time, it'll actually feel like something that's like actually gratifying, where you're like, they're actually allowing me. I remember this with my family when my dad, he gave us so much when we were kids. I was so fortunate to have him around, to have him as someone that almost look up to as a hero, right? And he gave and gave and gave and gave. And when he asked from me, when he asked from my brother, it was like, oh, of course. You're you. And he didn't need to have this. He didn't need to convince. He didn't need to threaten. When I mean ask, I don't mean ask not to clean the dishes or ask to mop. Ask not to drink as teenagers. Ask not to be degenerates, not to hook up with random girls, you know what I mean? Not to be someone and turn into someone you don't want to be. These are the things he asked for, which are pretty high demand for a lot of other people I know. And we listened. You know what I mean? All my siblings, we listened. And we because of that respect that we had, because he gave. Not only in money, but in time. He gave. We decided to return the favor, on a larger scale. The same way he gave on a larger scale than just money. Or my mom, who definitely gave on a larger scale than anyone I've ever seen in my life. Honestly. It's not even a comparison. It's unbelievable. So on that note, I'm going to end the YouTube video here. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video and maybe it was helpful for you. If it was, consider watching another one. I come out with these pretty much every day. So see you guys tomorrow. Peace.